Okay, so I haven't really provided an update in a while. Um, I have a race plan. I am going to attempt Iron Legs on Saturday again for the fourth year. Um, I didn't race a lot this year. I supported for Sinister Seven for a friend's husband in the 100 mile, and he finished it. It was so funny because when I showed up to crew, everyone, including him, didn't believe he was going to finish. Like his wife didn't think he was going to finish. His own kid didn't think he was going to finish. And I was like, guys, pull it together. Sean's going to finish. That's what I'm here for. And I showed up with ice, and we stayed up through the night, got him through every aid station and cut off. And he was over the time limit by a little bit, but he still made it to the finish line. So um, in Alberta, we don't have a lot of time for 100-mile races. In some of the states, sometimes you get up to 48 hours. We don't get that here. We have like 30 hours for our mountainous 100-mile races. So it's quite a challenge. It is possible, obviously, but um, you know, online and on social media, sometimes you see people bragging about taking dirt naps during their races. Yeah, we don't get to do that in Canada. In order to finish a 100-mile race in Canada and actually like finish it, you have to be running all runnable terrain. You can't be sleeping in the dirt. So um, it's quite challenging, and I feel like that contributes to a part of the reason why I haven't finished 100 miles yet. But going back to Iron Legs, it's 100 kilometers, and my plan is to finish at midnight. I start the race at 6 a.m., so it's quite a fast race plan. Um, I have crew this year, and I have really confident crew. And my crew is also a competitive athlete. He's a CrossFitter, so um, he has an immense understanding for what he's about to do and sacrifices his day for. So it was actually up to him. It was his idea to tell me, like, you have to be more confident in your training. So this race plan is because of my crew supporting me as an athlete. I've always been the type of personality that um, I guess I have imposter syndrome. I never think anything good that's happening to me is because I deserve it. I always think that it's a fluke, or um, yeah, I still always say, like, oh, I'm just a wannabe. I need to stop doing that. I've been doing substantial distance and feeling great about it. So I need to start being a little bit more confident, take more risks, and go for that podium. Um, I know that the day will be very hard because the elevation in this race is insane. It's a new course this year, so that's positive. But it will also be challenging. So I am planning on leaving a lot of time before my cutoffs because I've been disqualified on time every single year at aid station 4. Um, so I will be leaving 2 to 3 hours ahead of the cutoff time for that aid station so that I can make it through the rest of the aid stations and cutoff times. It's going to be a wild ride, but it's 100 kilometers. So I was looking at my cue cards for other races, and one of them said, be patient. And I was like, oh, that's really good. And I thought about it for a day, And then I was like, wait, that's a good cue card for a 100-mile race. 100-kilometer races, you still get to go home and sleep. You're not out in the middle of the night. I mean, you're not out all night, I should say. You're out there in the middle of the night, but 100-kilometer races are a little bit different. So I'm not using that cue card because being patient is more for 100 miles, where you really do have to be patient. You have to walk it out. You have to do a lot of soul searching. I won't be doing that during this race. I'll be fighting the clock, and I'll be fighting to keep my pace the whole time because there's some insane climbs. And quite a few summits. So I'm going to go for it, and I have no idea what will happen. I've been destroyed by this race every year I've tried it, and I need to be excited because I've trained like crazy for this race. So I've spent so much time doing repeats up mountains. That's something that I've never done before. I've done a lot of winter training on Moose Mountain, but that's not a true hardcore elevation and not very runnable terrain. So Moose Mountain's pretty runnable. It's only about 500 meters climb. I was training on something that was about 800 meters, and it was way more punchy. So last year I didn't train on any downhill enough, or I didn't train on downhill enough, and I think that was what destroyed my legs the most during the race. So I trained a lot on the mountain this year. So hopefully that benefits me. I bought some new shoes, but I haven't been able to break them in enough, and I learned my lesson at Rocky Raccoon not to wear new shoes. So I'm going to be rocking the Norda ones for my race, even though the tread is a little bit worn off. I don't know about you guys, but it has been such a wet year up in Alberta. Wet July anyways. All of July was rainy. Almost every single night, at least, was thunderstorms and showers. So, I mean, I had a insane leak in my house, and I had to have my roof shingled. So, there's just an insane amount of precipitation this year. So I was a little worried about my corks for my race if it was super, super muddy, because I've worn the crap out of those Norda ones. I think I have about 500K on them, and maybe 450 or something, but they've done some pretty hardcore distance, and I have some good lugs. There's just definitely some ones missing on the heel, and if it's super, super muddy, I won't have confidence in my shoes. So I'm hoping that it dries up a bit. It was a really hot day today. The weather is looking like it's going to be pretty decent, like 22 degrees. The only issue with that is the mountain forecasts are never right. So today it's 27 degrees. I'm just going to be planning and preparing to have my ice bandana and get prepared for it to be a really hot day. Because I think it's easier to race in cooler weather than you plan than hotter weather than you plan. So, and I know the areas on the course. I've done a lot of training during my week off in, I think it was the first week of July. I broke the course down in 25-kilometer sections, and I did course recon. So I actually did kind of like my own training camp on the course. And I know that Ford Knoll is a really, really hot section of the course. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I think that it's going to be a really good day. I'm looking forward to having crew, and I'm looking forward to having a good day on that course. I've had a lot of bad days. For some reason, my training is always impeccable, and then I fall apart during my races. So hopefully I can put my puzzle pieces together a little bit better and have some fun. I think that that's important. So Saturday I'll be out on course. There isn't live tracking because it's one of those grassroots races. That's why I love it so much. But I'll update you guys after, and I'm hoping that I can get a podium. There's only 10 women in the whole 100 kilometer in every age group, so I have a pretty good chance as long as I finish. So if I play my cards right, I'll probably be celebrating. And it's going to be hard, but I don't care how much it takes. I'm going to finish this race. So I'll let you guys know how it goes.